In this video, I'm going to show you a $5 or $6 stock that has ties to and is partnered with NVIDIA, and NVIDIA backs them. And there's so much growth potential for this stock. You don't want to miss out on the opportunity to at least look at this stock and potentially add it to your portfolio. So strap in. We're getting ready to dive in. This is something I do consistently. I told you in yesterday's video, I have students that made $60,000, $80,000, $100,000, even $130,000 on Oracle. We printed on Broadcom. We printed on Snowflake. We printed on so many stocks in the past couple of weeks. Even Meta. I have students that made lots of money on Meta. You can see right here. Yesterday, I put out a trade alert on TEM, Tempest AI. You can see the trade alert right there. I have students that made $2,500, students that made $10,000, $20,000. I even had a student that made $25,000 on Tempest overnight. We are printing in the Discord consistently. Before I show you today's pick, a lot of people are asking me to prove it. Here is the profit section, 8,800. This small account made 2,000. We can see Tempest AI right here. This student made a very small amount, 2,000, but on a $1,500 account. This student made $25,000. This student made $5,000. We have another Tempest trade here. A student made $600, smaller account. Another student here made $1,800, and another student here made $11,000. So we are consistently making money in the Discord, trade after trade. This was Tempest AI. We did this last night overnight, and the other day we did Oracle, and right before that we did Snowflake. I have students that have made over $150,000 in a week, and we're consistently doing this right here. The stock in question for today is none other than Navitas, NVTS. I have talked about this stock many times, and with their proprietary GaN, which is gallium nitride, and SiC, silicon carbide, they are set out to change servers and data centers and chipsets forever. They are the future, potentially. Gallium nitride and silicon carbide are set out to solve a problem that AMD and NVIDIA face. And more importantly, NVIDIA with their data centers with cooling and efficiency and voltage control. This is where Navitas is going to likely shine. Now, there's risks with every stock and there's risks with every investment, but let's really talk about the fundamentals of Navitas and what they're actually doing and why this is so important. So what is gallium nitride? Gallium nitride, GaN, is a compound semiconductor material used to create high-performance electronic devices like LED, lasers, and high-power, high-frequency electronics. Its wider band gap compared to silicon makes GaN transistors more efficient, smaller, and faster switching, enabling higher power density and faster charging in devices from smartphones to electric vehicles. So gallium nitride is more efficient. It is much more efficient than silicon, which is why gallium nitride is so powerful for Navitas. It's solving a lot of problems and will solve a lot of problems in the future, most likely, especially with data centers, servers, and chips all over the world, including electric vehicles. So Navitas is not just singled out to NVIDIA. This could be smartphones, smartphone chargers, electric vehicles. The moment, if it ever happens, where maybe potentially Tesla might partner with Navitas or different electric vehicle brands, smartphones, all around the world, technology is so broad and so open. The sky is the limit for Navitas with their technology. And so what is SiC? Silicon carbide. Silicon carbide, SiC, or carborundum, is a synthetic, very hard ceramic compound of silicon and carbon. It is known for its exceptional hardness and wear resistance, high thermal conductivity, and semiconductor properties. SiC is used in applications ranging from abrasives and cutting tools to high-performance brake discs and advanced vehicle armor. In electronics, its wide band gap makes it powerful for semiconductors for high-power applications like electric vehicle components and renewable energy systems. Silicon carbide is one of the hardest known materials, exceeding sapphire and tungsten carbide, and its extreme resistance to corrosion and erosion making it ideal for harsh environments. Efficiently conducts heat, which is crucial for high power electronics, and as a semiconductor has a wide band gap that allows for more efficient and powerful operation than traditional silicon, and it's lightweight despite its strength. It is a low density material. So you can see why Navitas has such potential going forward for the future. They could be in smartphones, charging devices, electronics, all through your computer at some point in the near future. So they could potentially expand into EV and electronics and server data, spanning multiple sectors. Navitas has so much potential, and at the current price, it is very appealing to add to your portfolio potentially. Looking at Navitas, I can tell you that right now it is at a very attractive price, around $6. I called it in my most recent video yesterday and last week. In the mid to high fives, I told you guys if it got in the mid fives, it would be a buying opportunity. It's already broke structure previously of $6.08 as it's pushing $6.10 all day today and holding strong. And my AVP, which is a strategy I teach in Discord, which is very powerful and better than any other strategy in my opinion. I've spent years dedicated to making it better and designing it off of hedge fund data and dark pool data, as well as different strategies all combined in one. My DFib, my D stochastics, RSI, as well as my AVP, which I teach in Discord, is very powerful. It's part of the reason why we're printing so much. You can see all those profits on the screen that we printed on TEM yesterday. $25,000 for some students. Some students made even more than that. I made a lot of money on TEM, and we also made a lot of money on Snowflake and Oracle and Broadcom and Meta and XYZ all in the last couple of weeks. And we've done this utilizing these strategies. Like I said, if you want to make the profits like you are seeing on the screen and like I've talked about and want to be part of Discord, the link to get started is below, and I look forward to helping you achieve your goals. And we can see Navitas is at the top of my AVP, which is between $4.40, $4 range up until around $5.50. And we're right around the top of that AVP. And I'm going to be moving my AVP up even further between $5 and now $6.50. So we're going to have a new AVP soon as the strength of Navitas continues. This is a buying opportunity. I've added Navitas to my portfolio again, more position sizing, more dollar cost averaging. And I believe that this is a great company based on everything: fundamentals, the technicals, their financials, what the company's doing with gallium nitride, and of course silicon carbide, or the fact that NVIDIA's partnered / backed them most recently. So this is a really strong stock in my opinion. There are risks, so I would definitely look to potentially add to your portfolio, dollar cost average, but follow the rules and be safe for your portfolio. This is something that you don't want to be looking at a few years down the line and potentially say, hey, I could have added this to my portfolio, but you want to be safe and you want to make sure that you're not adding too much versus your portfolio size. And when we look at their market cap of 1.29 billion, and then we look at their financials, 1.29 billion, they have a price to sales that is a little bit on the higher side, and their EBITDA is not that good. Their balance sheet, however, is good because they have 153 million in cash. It's a negative net debt. Anytime you have a negative net number, that means it doesn't exist. So they have cash. And their total equity, because their liabilities are covered by assets, they have equity of 388 million, and they're sitting on cash, so essentially $500 million in assets and equity, which is really good. Cash flow is still in the negative, but we can see they've turned everything around this most recent quarter, from cash from operation and financing activities, both looking much better, specifically financing activities. They are definitely making the right steps going forward. They have a 1-year price target of 674, which the stock is still below that right now, but they've had recent upgrades. They beat 3 out of 4 earnings, and the most recent earnings wasn't even that much of a miss. It was very small, fractions of percent on their actual revenue, and their EPS was 1.5%. So the next earnings is coming up November 5th, and you'd want to get in before then because stocks run prior to earnings. So just between now and earnings, you could potentially make some decent money on the stock just doing that. But this, like I said, is a long-term hold. If you are struggling to understand what I'm talking about in this market or the things that I'm teaching on YouTube, and maybe you want to learn, but you don't know where to begin. Maybe you want to retire. You don't know where to begin. You're losing. You get into stocks and you're saying, hey, every time I get in, it tanks, it goes down. Every time I sell, the stock runs after I sell it. You are not alone, fam. This is psychology, and the market is designed to take advantage of you. If you want to make the profits like you're seeing on the screen, and you want to crush like we did on Tempest AI, $25,000, $95,000 on Oracle, $130,000 on Oracle, $50,000 on Broadcom, $50,000 on Snowflake, $60,000 plus on Meta. If you want to make these trades and you want to learn how to do this, I would love to help you grow your portfolio. I live the life that I've always dreamt of having and didn't think was possible. And I've been able to come from bankruptcy all the way to where I am now with options and trading. And my system is doing this for many, many students in my Discord. Pretty much everybody in Discord that's applying themselves is making money. They're all doing it, and you can do it too. The link to get started is below. Remember, what you put off today for tomorrow, someone else put off yesterday for today. Never put anything off or waste time. Let's crush it right now. Let's take advantage of time and let's start making money and growing your account the right way. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a listen to what my student Josh had to say, who converted his portfolio from $300,000 to $800,000 and was able to almost reach $1 million. And he's about to break $1 million now. And he's only been in my Discord a year. That's a 300% return. He went 300 to 800, 5 months. And now he's 800 to almost $1 million in a few more months down the road. Let's take a listen to what Josh had to say. Stood out to you the most when you originally signed up for the Discord and the coaching really gave you the incentive to want to join? And do you still feel the same way now? And what would your message be to others that are, in the same situation?
You were more focused on like the actual strategy of things as opposed to, pushing a particular stock or trying to like almost trick people into like how they can get rich. I'm also a masterclass student as well. And that's where I really took things to the next level. For anyone who's thinking about joining, is anyone can do this. It's just really like putting in the work and the effort to meet Corey halfway, but he will definitely get you there. I started with about $300,000 portfolio. Initially saw about between 60 and 70,000 within my first 6 weeks, which I was very excited about. So now I'm really, really excited to share that I've grown that $300,000 portfolio to well over 500,000. I'm definitely reaping the rewards now. Don't wait. I honestly can't thank Corey enough.
So you heard what my student Josh had to say. If you want this to be your success story, take action now. Don't waste any more time. Let me help you achieve your financial goals and achieve the financial success that you want and you ultimately deserve. I look forward to seeing you in the Discord real soon and on the next video or upload. Take care of yourselves. One love, fam.